Yeah.
So if you take a look at it, that was going to get 7, maybe 10 yards, right? That keeps the clock, that'll keep the clock going, and you're just satisfied. Now, Pitt may have taken a timeout if you had gotten that. But if you do go out there and you're aggressive and you're passing the ball, I mean, you completed 52% of your passes yesterday. You were averaging 4.2 yards per carry. So I could see what it was. So, yeah, you can go back now and go like, yeah, you should pass that thing. The box was completely loaded. I get that part of it. I understand that. And that is a huge piece of frustration. I'm sure that's something, that they're looking at right now. It was a catch-22.
And the deep ball was not there all day. Receivers couldn't get separation, number one. And number two, even when West Virginia, Brad, did complete those short passes like on fourth downs, the pass was bobbled. I mean, it was close on a couple of those.
Both were bobbled. Ultimately made the catch, both were bobbled. He only averaged 7 yards per attempt yesterday. So, yeah, when you talk about the deep ball was not there, West Virginia couldn't get deep, couldn't get by their defense, that was not there. So part of the reason where it would, I'm sure Neil will say this tomorrow, especially as part of why you think it looked conservative, you couldn't push the ball down the field. It wasn't available to you. To continue to throw into that would have been a fool's errand. 7 yards per attempt is not good. That would have been near bottom of the Big 12 2 seasons ago, because that's where you were as a team. You were 7 yards per attempt.
And also, I'm rallying here in defense of play calling, even though I just said I'm not qualified to do play calling, is that you were running the ball successfully. You ran for almost 200 yards. You could run the ball.
5 yards a carry.
You ran the ball all day. What was your best play, Brad, all day? What was your best play?
CJ running the ball. So you gave the ball to the guy that had been having the best day for you, and it just, again, you didn't execute it.
Texter, I'm having difficulty trusting the climb. While my support for the team doesn't waver, my faith in our staff does. I'm not sure what the answer is. As we said our bedtime prayers, my 6-year-old son closes with, and even though West Virginia lost, we know things will be okay. Amen. I wish I could say this, that I felt the same way. His birthday's next weekend, and his only request is to attend his first Mountaineer game. So we will be there to welcome the Jayhawks and cheer on the old gold and blue. Ben and Hurricane. P.S. My birthday is this week as well. If one of you has the answer, be sure to let me know so I can include it when I blow out the candles. Speaking of the Kansas game, noon start this week, and for those of you that are coming, food court with new hours.
Excuse me?
We're going to open up the food court earlier in the hour on Friday. We're going to go at noon. We're going to do lunch. We're going to do lunch. If you're coming into Morgantown on Friday, lunch will be served starting at noon.
Hey, you want to do lunch?
Yeah, I will. I'll go over there. Let me give you the can I give you the rundown of what we're going to have?
Please do.
So this is going to be really good. So Rev Kev and Duca will be there. But anyway, what they're doing is 12 to 4 lunch is this: sausage and pepper hoagies, shaved beef tenderloin hoagies.
Nice.
And then the night serving.
There's an evening seating?
From 4 until 9. He got pork belly from Snake River up in Idaho.
Yeah.
So pork belly BLTs.
Oh.
Coach Stew, leave no doubt, loaded nachos. You'll have barbecue in a box, brisket, pulled pork, pulled chicken by the pound. And Saturday morning, they're opening up at 7. Breakfast, brisket, biscuits.
It's hard to say.
Breakfast, brisket,
it's not just Concorde's
biscuits.
It's called the
history.
B3.
Yeah. Barbecue in a box, breakfast style with a fried egg on top. So brisket, pulled pork, pulled chicken. Also, if you didn't get a pan, if you're going to have a tailgate, last time they sold out. You now, the window is now open to buy. So you get a pan, and this is the way that this works. You get a full brisket sliced, 2 pounds of pulled pork, 2 pounds of pulled chicken for $200 American dollars. And this is Rev Kev's Barbecue. You can go to thesourcewv.org. thesourcewv.org to order. But once these are gone, they're gone. You can order for pickup Friday or pickup on Saturday. Last time they sold all 50 of them. So check it out, thesourcewv.org, and they will be happy. But the website's open now, and then when they're gone, they're gone. So if you're interested, I'm just telling you, it's a super easy way to get a bunch of food to feed a bunch of people without hassle.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we had a
Good
guy
deal.
bring a wagon in. So you were there, Brad, when the guy brought that wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of rolled a wagon in with his pan.
What's our
That's
policy?
that's not the only food that's going to be there.
Oh, no, Duke and the wine bar is going to be there. Let me give you the rest of that rundown.
And our dog policy stays in place?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, bring the dogs. I'd like to
They
see.
were great.
I'd like to see Ted and Luca. We believe working on
Should be a pet policy, by the way, not just dogs.
Yeah, a wine bar is going to be there, and we're going to have Connection 304 beer, which is flying off of the shelves, and Tardy Time might be there. Just
Are cans available? I'm out of cans.
This week.
This week?
They'll be back out there. They're redistributing this week.
Okay. I'm out.
Yeah, just hold your water. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Did you try those meatballs yet from
Oh,
the
yeah.
wine bar?
Yes. Got a little kick to them.
Cheese on top?
Yeah. Awesome.
Hey, let's do some pictures here, guys, from the ones that Homeless Dave sent us. Here's the rundown of what we're going to get, just because you get a little bit of a feel to what's going on. You mentioned Connection 304. That will be on premise. We'll have cans. We'll have drafts.
There we go.
And, slide through some of those if you would. And people, this was at a
That was this weekend,
That was
right?
at a tailgate there in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Someone brought some up there. And then the standard holding of the can, and then the can as well at a tailgate. See, Kirchhoff, you were represented there. Connection 304 was
Nice job on
represented.
these pictures. Staged
Very
very
nice.
well.
Yeah. and
Homeless
then,
Dave has skills.
then
Oh, look
over-
at that. Ooh.
On
still-
tap now.
on tap at the varsity. So that's what we got. Friday at 6:30, we also have music. Kegan McLean, native of Charleston, graduated from West Virginia in 2019, political science degree. Huge Mountaineer sports fan, third-generation grad. Kegan McLean will be performing at 6:30 at the food court. First album came out in March of this year. Old Flame was recorded with Zach McCord, who's from Bridgeport. Other talented West Virginia artists. Also, Hoppy's hat fashion show may be happening again on Friday.
Set the expectation.
Can I?
By the way, thanks to the Varsity Club. They were early adopters of the first beer as well. So they hop right on the very front edge of that.
Oh, Varsity Club's always been out in front. I mean, they're league leaders. Hey, guys, show you the picture, Zach, that I sent to you yesterday of me and Allie. Met Allie in the parking lot at the team hotel, and she's the lead bus driver for the Mountaineers.
Really?
She had bus one with the offense on it. She came up to me, wonderful lady from Morgantown, been driving for years, and she said, I want to introduce myself.
Oh.
You're Hoppy. Straight up.
It
And
happens.
Did you say nice to meet you?
I said, actually, not. But anyway, she was very, very nice. She gets to,
It's a common mistake.
yeah, for some reason. So, okay, back to the stuff at hand. Here is the overall theme in 10 bullet points from the texters. Fans are expressing frustration with the head coach, coaching staff, and the conservative play calling costing the team games. So, is the play calling conservative?
I think you call what works. And you're calling the run was working. They ran for 200 yards. The deep ball was not there. Receivers were not open. Again, I'm wading into an area where I'm not completely comfortable, but I mean, you did score. You did get 34 points. And Brad, with the over/under at 60, that should have been enough to win.
Agree.
Fans are disappointed by recurring losses to rivals like Pitt and Penn State, often where West Virginia had a lead but failed to close.
Penn State, forget Penn State. You're not going to beat Penn State 6 out of 7 times. You just aren't. I mean, history shows that. Pitt justifiably upset. Should have won the game. That a rivalry game. It's going to go back and forth. Programs fairly even, but you should have won the game yesterday. No question.
Several texts expressing frustration with the defensive schemes, particularly pass defense, with calls for changes in the coaching staff.
Well, the coaching staff is saying they're going to change some of those defensive backs, Tony. It's like you're 3 games in, you're not doing a good job on pass defense, and at some point, Brad, you're going to say, okay, you're going to use other guys, right?
Yeah, they tried yesterday, right? Bunch of guys played yesterday, and there were still some gaps. And again, you got half the equation there because it's not always just the defensive backs. You got to get pressure, and you did, right? You got extreme pressure, and it still didn't get you home.
These again are all generated by the theme of the texts from ChatGPT. The program's frequent mental mistakes and lack of execution in crucial moments are repeatedly highlighted as problematic. That would be the dotting I's and the crossing of T's, not being able to finish it.
And just making mistakes at critical times or not making plays at critical times.
Fans expressing loyalty to players in the program, but frustration with the lack of consistent results.
Yeah, understandable.
Text from fans.
But in these situations, there's enough blame to go around to everybody.
Sure. Text from fans suggest that they feel West Virginia is failing to meet the program's historic standard, with some doubting that it can reverse the trend.
Well, they didn't meet expectations yesterday. What is the expectation? To me, the expectation is that more often than not, you have a winning record, that you forget about Penn State, that you beat your rival, or more often than not, when you play Pitt or Maryland or Virginia Tech. And the expectation is that every few years you compete for a league championship with Texas and Oklahoma out of the league. That to me would be the expectation. Fair?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. My deal is you take a look at your historical, what have you done in 100+ years? And your goal is to continue to do that, right?
Yeah,
you're a top 15. You're a top 15 program in wins. So the realistic expectation is whatever that percentage clip is, you need to continue to be in that world.
Go to a bowl game. That's part of the expectation. To me, competing for a national championship is not in the expectation. Is not in the realm of what is reasonable or achievable.
You know, one of the I think the sources of frustration from yesterday specifically, and what that means going forward. And again, still time to a lot of season left here, but you got to turn around fast. But I feel like what you did a little bit yesterday with that loss, you'd given back some of the momentum you'd created.
No question.
You know, you took the momentum back last season doing what you did when everybody was screaming and hollering that you're going to finish last and that you needed changes, and you took it back. And you can say whatever you want about the schedule. You won the games in front of you, and you did what you needed to do. And the offseason was good, and you got control and command of your scouting process and the NIL process, and your retention was really good in the offseason with key players that you wanted to keep. You kept almost every one of those that you wanted to. So you had some momentum built. Then you saw it leading into the Pitt game with all the attention around that and winning the PR national championship. So you had that momentum. Gave some back by not playing as well as you could against Penn State, even if it would have been a loss. All right. You get back on track with Albany. It is what it is. Then you had a chance to continue that momentum, right? And turn Penn State into a little speed bump rather than a crash.
Right.
And that's part of what you gave back last night. So the goodwill that you had gained and the momentum you had picked up, I feel like you took a significant step back by giving that back with that loss.
Agreed.
Doesn't mean you can't get it back, but you've created some really difficult work. So you're off the road now. Now you're going 4-wheel drive, and you've got to go through some bumpy terrain over the next 5 weeks to get that back on the road and continue down smoothly.
Agree completely. And also, that will determine whether last season was an aberration or the new level of consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if you don't end up with, 7 or 8 wins, then you're going to look at last year and go, oh, that was just an aberration, right?
Right.
Okay.
Three guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. They sell the Avalon pontoon boats, and they are among the nation's best. Check them out, Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Three guys also brought to us by Gomart. And, Senator, you keep that app with you all the time. You get all those special reward offers.
Yeah, used it last week.
Yeah, I know you did. Like if you fire that thing up right now, if someone's coming around this week, driving around, it comes time for fuel, we suggest strongly